Hello, my name is Matt Greaney, and up until last year I was a teacher for 10 years, starting in Connecticut and most recently in Belfast, Maine. I taught special ed, and then science, and then finally 8th grade math. It was great, and left me with a lot of questions, like how did that kid get his head stuck in that locker there? Either way, it was time for a change, and I'd be heading for greener pastures. I resigned my teaching post in the spring and started working for a friend, fixing chimneys, building fireplaces. We did this one off the coast of Damariscotta, where he took a ferry to work every day. It was pretty cool. I also had the opportunity to work on a couple of films this summer, including a movie called Swallowed and another movie called Heightened. It was my first experience working as a production assistant. I even got to meet Whip Hubley from Top Gun. Great guy. I've cobbled together a couple of commercial gigs this winter as well. I edited a piece for the South Portland Chamber of Commerce, and I've been working on a project of mine called blanketforts.org. The teaching schedule did give me the opportunity to explore other passions as well. I got into farming when I lived in Vermont after college. I love it there. I worked as a baker, and I had a job where I'd go to a facility to sleep overnight. It made no sense, but I got a paycheck, and it afforded me to be able to farm during the daytime and do other things like make art and explore the beautiful state of Vermont. In 2011, I started in on a program for teaching. I taught for 4 years in Connecticut before moving to Portland in 2015. It wasn't but a year later that we moved up to Unity after Rudy became Pet of the Week awardee 3 times. We owner financed a piece of property and we turned a tractor barn into a little cabin for us to live in. We grew cut flowers for weddings and events. We improved the farmland and sold the property to someone who is now making it a creative arts center. In 2017, we focused our energy on harvesting low bush blueberries. We lease a field in Liberty and bring fresh wild blueberries to the markets in August each year. We sell them to the co-ops, wholesale accounts, and families who want to fill their freezers for the wintertime. 2017, we brought blueberries to the farmers market in Belfast in June. We didn't have a lot of product available until August, so we started a little side venture selling maple sweetened blueberry lemonade. The lemonade would bring people to our stand, even though we didn't have any blueberries until later in the summer. It got our name out there and we got some orders along the way as well. The lemonade was an absolute hit, and we were soon invited to be part of the Common Ground Fair here in Unity. It was a huge step for our farm business. In the last 10 years or so, I've gotten really into traveling. I went to Iceland with my wife on our honeymoon. That was fun. I got to meet some Icelandic horses and take really beautiful pictures of the landscape. In 2019, I went to Ireland. We stayed at a Norman castle. We had an Irish breakfast fixed proper with blood pudding, a tea party in Tipperary, and met an Irish donkey named Patrick. Going to Peru was an unbelievable experience. We spent a lot of time in Cusco, in the Andes Mountains. My close friend Dario is from there. He showed us around and he helped us translate, as my Spanish is así así. I even met my spirit van in the mountains. I met some cool animals and people and not so cool animals.
Oh, okay.
It was truly a trip of a lifetime. We went on some really cool hikes while we were there too, like Rainbow Mountain or Huayno Picchu, which overlooks Machu Picchu. I like to stay active by hiking and engaging in other types of recreation. We've hiked Mount Katahdin, Double Top Mountain, and Mount Washington, among other small mountains. My wife Holly and I got married in 2017, a year after I proposed to her on top of Mount Washington. We grew the flowers for our wedding and even had a rainbow. In my free time, I like to garden and make art, cook, and eat really delicious food. I'm really looking forward to traveling again. Anyways, that's a little bit about me. some of my interests and my accomplishments. Hopefully you get a better idea of what I'm about and potentially how we might be able to work together. Thanks for watching and take care.